If you are wanting to do a SAICA Accredited Undergraduate qualification next year, then this is the video for you, because I am going to share all of the programs that are accredited, as well as how much they are going to cost you, how much the application fee is, and what are the requirements to get in. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Zinhle. Welcome back to the channel. So on this channel we talk all things chartered accountancy. So I have decided to look at all of the programs that are offered across the board throughout South Africa that are SAICA accredited and put them into one video so that you don't have to go through every single website there is out there. You can get the information that you need in a one-stop shop kind of a situation. This idea was sparked by me trying to compile a little bit of a timeline to help my nephew with his university applications for next year. So I hope you will share this to whoever is in matric or whoever has completed higher certificates or diplomas, or if you are such a person, this is definitely the video for you, because I'm going to cover everything that is SAICA accredited, the undergraduate side. So hopefully that is going to help make this application season a seamless period for you. Without wasting too much time, let's get into it. So I think on the SAICA website, the universities are, written in alphabetical order. So I'm just going to go from top to bottom, okay? So the first one is at Boston City campus, and the degree that is offered there is the Bachelor of Accounting. Now, this is a 3-year degree, and you can do it full-time, part-time, through distance learning or on campus. So it's up to you. And the cost involved there is about 40,000 Rand per year. So you're going to be paying 40,000 Rand per year. But the nice thing is that you can do this via distance learning as well. So you can maybe stay at home to save the res fees or the apartment fees, because they don't have a res, I don't think. To save rent for apartment, you can stay at home and do this via distance learning. Applications are currently open and they are free of charge. We love to see it. Okay, so the requirements to get accepted into this is: number 1, you need to have a national senior certificate, which is a grade 12 or an equivalent. And in there you have to have done mathematics and English as a language. They also say they would like you to have done accounting as well, but I'm pretty sure if you haven't done accounting before, they will let you do the course. I think the thing that they look at most there is the English and the mathematics. Or if you have a higher certificate or a diploma, you are able to also be accepted into this degree. And the nice thing about those is that your higher certificate and your diploma will get you credits towards gaining this degree. You will be credited for the modules that you have done in your higher certificate and in your diploma. So you aren't really starting from scratch. All right, so the next one is the IIE Varsity College. But I'm just going to call it Varsity College. And then the qualification there is the Bachelor of Accounting. It's also a 3-year program. It's a full-time program, and the cost involved there is 42,000 Rand per year, give or take. The application fee though is quite steep in my opinion. It's one of, the biggest application fees that I came across. It is going to be 400 Rand for you to apply to Varsity College. And then the requirements there is that you need to have an National Senior Certificate with a bachelor's degree endorsement. So it means that B. Okay, you need to have a B, and then you need to have 50% for English and 50% for mathematics. If you did maths literacy, you are still able to do this degree. However, you will need to have at least 80% in maths literacy in order to be accepted for this degree. And then they also take the higher certificate and the diplomas. but they specify that those have to be specifically in the accounting field. So if you, for example, I know you're going to ask in the comments, if you did a higher certificate in accounting at UNISA, can you go and do your bachelor's degree at Varsity College? Yes, you can. If you did a diploma elsewhere in the field of accounting, can you go and do it at Varsity College? Can you go and do the degree at Varsity College? Yes. So if you have a diploma or higher certificate in the accounting field, then you're qualified to be admitted into this degree. Next is the IIE-MSA. So the degree here is also called the Bachelor of Accounting. It's 3 years, just like the Varsity College one. It's on campus full-time, and the fees there are quite steep. Okay, so it's going to cost you 109,000 Rand per year to study at MSA. Okay, it's a little steep, but it's a degree nonetheless. Okay, if you are thinking of going into res, you should expect to pay about 70,000 Rand towards residence. Application fee, just like Varsity College, is 400 Rand, and applications are currently open. And then the entrance requirements are exactly the same as Varsity College. So just to, recap, National Senior Certificate with a bachelor's pass, you need 50% in English, 50% in mathematics, or 80% in maths literacy. You can also have a higher certificate or advanced certificate or diploma in accounting in order to be accepted in. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So let's talk about Nelson Mandela University. At NMU, they have about 3 or 4 programs that are accredited by SAICA. So I'm just going to go through what all of them are, as well as the entrance requirements for each. So the first one that you can do is the BCom Accounting, and this is a 3-year degree. You can choose to either do it part-time or full-time, and it's offered both in George and South Campus, so PE and George. The costs involved there are round about 42,000 Rand per year, give or take, depending on the subjects that you will be taking in each year. And then when it comes to residences, okay, because NMU is a huge institution and there's just so many reses that are involved, I'm going to give you more or less like a range. So the cheapest accommodation that you can get is about 26,000 Rand per year, and I'm pretty sure these are like your sharing rooms. Okay, and then on the more expensive side of accommodation, you should be expecting to pay around about 61,000 Rand, and I think those are like more your nicer reses as well as your single rooms. The online applications are free and they're currently open as we speak. The entrance requirements for BCom Accounting: you should have a National Senior Certificate, grade 12, with a bachelor's pass. You should have an applicant score of 410 and above. So if you go on the NMU site, they show you how to calculate the applicant score. So don't worry, you won't be thumb sucking. They do tell you how to calculate it if you are not sure, okay? So you need 410 and above. Then you also need a 60% for mathematics. Then you get 2 other degrees that you are able to do. So it's the BCom Accounting Sciences in Economics and Management, and the BCom in Accounting Sciences specializing in Computer Science and Information Systems. So those 2 are also an option and they are accredited. So both of them are 4 years. You can do them full-time or part-time. They are also around 42,000 Rand per year, and the online applications for them are free. I think the online applications at NMU across the board are free. So in order to get into these two programs, you need a national senior certificate with a bachelor's pass, you need at least 65% in mathematics, and you need an applicant score of 410 and above. The last qualification that you're able to do at NMU is BCom Accounting Sciences Law. So this is also a 4-year program. You will need to get at least 65% in English home language. If you did English first additional language, you will need to have 70% for that. And then it also requires you to have 65% in mathematics. So those are the 4 qualifications that are accredited at NMU. Let's move on to Northwest University. Northwest University offers a degree called BCom Chartered Accountancy, and this is a 3-year degree. However, you can do it in 4 years if you're on the extended program. And it's full-time and on campus. So you'll probably need to get residence. When I looked at the residences, I saw that you should be expecting to pay something from about 25,000 Rand to 49,000 Rand. Applications are also free and they are open as we speak. I hope you guys have a pen and paper and are noting down which applications are open and free that you can do like right now, or start collecting the information that they're going to need for you, certifying your documents that they're going to need from you. I hope you have already started doing that, or I hope this video will give you that encouragement to start doing that. And then the requirements to get into BCom Chartered Accountancy: you need an APS score of at least 32. However, if you are going to be doing the extended degree program, then you can have 28 APS points. Next thing is, if you did accounting in grade 12 at a grade 12 level, then you need to have 60% in mathematics. If you didn't do accounting in high school, then you will need to have 65% in mathematics. And then if you're going to be on the extended degree program, you will need at least a level 3, which I think is like 40% in mathematics to get in. And then just across the board, you will need 50% in English. All right. The second degree that is offered at Northwest University is the BCom Forensic Accountancy. Okay, so this is also 3 years. It's full-time on campus, and it's more or less the same. It's more or less the same fees that you would pay in the chartered accountancy. The requirements there is that you need an APS of about 36 and above. You need to have mathematics level 5, which means you need to have 60% for mathematics. If you don't have accounting, then you need 65%. And then you need at least a level 5, which is 60% for A language. So this is open, like if you did Zulu home language, Xhosa home language, any language that you did, you need to have at least 60% for that language. And then we can move on to the university currently known as Rhodes, and there they offer a Bachelor of Commerce. So any Bachelor of Commerce degree, you are able to get it, but in order to be accredited, you need to do Accounts 3, Auditing 3, Tax 3, Manac 3, and Finance 3. So you can do any BCom that they offer at the university currently known as Rhodes. Just make sure that you do these subjects at a 3rd year level. And this is also a 3-year degree. It's full-time on campus, and the fees associated there are about 63,000 Rand per year. So it's also kind of steep, but I think it's more in like the mid-range. It's not too extreme, not too bad. The application fee there is 100 Rand, and online applications are currently mock up. are currently open. And the requirements for you to get in is to have English at least a level 4, which is about 50%. You need mathematics at a level 6, which is 70%. And then you need at least 40 APS points. You need at least 40 APS points. However, if you are going to be on the extended degree, then you can have between 34 and 39 points, and they'll be able to take you into the extended degree. That is our points that are between 34 and 39 are also up to the dean's discretion whether they're going to allow you to go into mainstream, or if you should rather do the extended degree program. So it's up to the dean to decide on which side you will fall. So let's say you are able to, have a chance to be admitted from 34 and above. Okay, then the next one that we're going to talk about is the University of Cape Town. So the University of Cape Town, i.e. UCT, also has 2 degrees that they can offer you that are accredited by SAICA. The first one is the BCom Financial Accounting. It is 3 years, full-time on campus. The application fee at UCT is 100 Rand, and applications are currently open. Probably 87 to about 100, let's say 87,000 Rand to 100,000 Rand is what you should be expecting to pay per year to do your BCom or your BBSci. The BBSci is on, the more expensive end of that, and then the BCom is probably towards the 88,000 side of it. The BCom is an NQF level 7 degree qualification, and the BBSci Finance with Accounting is an NQF level 8 qualification, because at the end of it you will have your your honors in finance. So it's an NQF level 8 at the end of it, and it's a 4-year degree. Now UCT does their own thing when calculating points for you to get in. They use something called a faculty point score. It brings in a lot of factors, okay? So I'm not really gonna get into it because it's quite a technical score, but if you would like me to cover it maybe in a short video, let me know down in the comment section below. So basically they will group you into those who are guaranteed admission, those who have probable admission, and those who have possible admission. All right, so those who have guaranteed admission, they are the ones who have a faculty point score of 435 and above. They also scored in the upper intermediate in the NBT for both quantitative and for languages. You need to also have minimum 60% in mathematics, minimum 50% in English home language, or minimum 60% in English first additional language. People who will be then grouped as probable admission are those who have a WPS of 470 and above. Okay, they also need to score quite high in the NBT, and then they need to have 60% for mathematics, 50% for home language English, or 60% for first additional English English language. Those who are in possible admission are those who will be considered to be in the EDU. So basically EDU is the Education Development Unit. So it means that you are going to be given as much support as you need going into UCT, and actually it's a good place to be. Literally they help you, Payana, they help you with everything. You'll feel so supported. You'll have a whole community of EDU people, and yeah, they don't just feed you to the dogs like they did us mainstream people. They actually help you through being able to cope and all of that stuff. So these are the people who've got an FPS of 430 to 434. They also need to score quite high in the NBT, they need 60% for maths, 50% for English home language, or 60% for first additional language in English. See again, University Mandela. University of Fort Hare is next, and Payana they offer BCom accounting. It is a 3-year degree, or you can be asked to do it over 4 years, so as an extended program based on your maths and English marks. So this is also full-time, and the fees associated there are about 26,000 Rand to 44,000 Rand, somewhere in the middle. So this is just across the board at Fort Hare, what you would pay for a BCom. And then res would be from about 14,000 to 25,000 Rand in Alice, or 21,000 to 37,000, just below 40,000 Rand in East London. The entrance requirements there is that you need a level 4 in English, first additional language, or you can have a level 3 in English home language. Then you also need a level 4 or better for all of your other subjects, excluding LO. Then the next one is the University of Joburg, UJ. And at UJ you can do a Bachelor of Accounting. Now this is 3 years full-time on campus. The fees there are about 74,000 Rand per year. For res, you should expect to pay about 36,000 Rand to 50,000 Rand. The application fee is that if you're going to do a manual form, it's going to be 200 Rand. If you are going to be doing it online, it's completely free. If you are going to be applying for res, you also need to pay 1,220 Rand res deposit. Yo! Son alarm. And applications are currently open. Also for Fort Hare, I don't know if I mentioned, applications are open as well. Then the requirements to get into the UJ program, you need an APS of 33 at least. English needs to be at a level 4, maths needs to be at a level 5. Next up we have Ilembe UKZN. They are offering a BCom accounting. It's a 3-year full-time on campus degree. The fees there are about 58,000 Rand per year. Application fee is 250, and applications are currently open. So the requirements to get there is that you need to have a national senior certificate with a bachelor's pass. You need a level 5 in maths. You need a level 4 in English. LO, you also need to have level 4. This is actually the only university that I've seen that actually specifically looks for LO. Okay. LO, you need to have a level 4. Your APS needs to be at least 32 and above. And if you're doing the extended degree program, then your APS can be 28 and you can have a level 4 in mathematics. Next, we have the University of Limpopo, and they offer a Bachelor of Accountancy. This is 3 years full-time. The fees there are about 36,000 Rand per year. Res, you should pay around about 14,000 to 68,000 Rand, depending on the res. Also depending on if you are going to be sharing a room or not. Okay. The application fee there is 200 Rand. The requirements to get in are National Senior Certificate. You also need a 50% in English, 50% in maths, and at least an APS of 28. I'm going fast through these now, okay? We're going fast, okay? And then we have UNISA, University of South Africa. This is also a 3-year degree. You are able to do it part-time, and it is distance learning, okay? Which means it's not necessarily on campus. The costs associated there are about 19,000 Rand per year to roughly 25,000 Rand per year. The application fee is 135 Rand, and applications are open. Requirements to get into the degree is that you need to have a National Senior Certificate with Bachelor's Pass, 50% in a language, 50% in mathematics. You can also have a higher certificate in accounting sciences or an advanced certificate in accounting sciences or a diploma in accounting sciences, okay, in order to be admitted, okay. Your higher certificate, advanced certificate, and diploma are able to be sort of in the field of management sciences, so accounting adjacent, you know, you'll be able to be admitted into the degree. And then the next one is the University of Pretoria, and they offer a BCom Accounting Sciences. It's a 3-year full-time on-campus degree. The fees associated there are about 46,000 Rand to roughly 72,000 Rand per year. Res should cost you something between 61 and 98,000 Rand. Applications are 300 Rand and they're open currently. So the requirements to get into this program is that you need a 60% in English home language or English first additional language. You need a 70% for mathematics, and you need an APS score of 34 at least. Next up, University of Stellenbosch, okay, and they offer the Bachelor of Accounting. So this is also 3 years full-time on campus. The fees there are around 61,000 Rand. For Res, you should pay around 53,000 Rand to 75,000 Rand. The application fee is 100 Rand and applications are currently open. The admission requirements there is that you need in your grade 12 year to have an average of 70%, excluding ELO. Then you need to have 70% at least in mathematics or 60% in mathematics if you did accounting and you got more than 70% in accounting. Okay, so let's say that again. So you need a 70% in mathematics if you A, didn't do accounting in high school, or B, did accounting and got less than 70%. Okay, if you got more than 70% in accounting, then your mathematics can be at least 60%. Yeah? I hope I'm clear. And I think they might also need to check if you're going to be proficient in Afrikaans. Not sure. Not too shizzle, gesana. Okay, and then the second degree that they offer at Stellies is Bachelor of Accounting and Bachelor of Laws. So this is you being double bachelored, you know. It's Bachelor of Accounting and Bachelor of Laws. This will take you 5 years and it is going to cost you 76,000 Rand per year to complete the degree. The requirements here is that overall you need to have 80% at least. So you need to pass with distinction. You understand me? And they're excluding LO. And then you need at least 70% in mathematics, or you can have 60% in mathematics if you did accounting and got 70% at least in accounting. You need one of the following, okay? It's either you are getting 60% in Afrikaans home language, or 60% in English home language, or 70% in Afrikaans first additional language, or 70% in English first additional language. Hi Jonga, good latest Stellies. Hi Jonga. Jonga, good latest Stellies sana. Then we move on to the University of Freestate. There they offer a Bachelor of Accounting. It's 3 years full-time on campus. The fees there are about 68,000 Rand. You should expect to pay about 33 to 99,000 Rand for res. You said it's about 99,000 Rand res. Anyways, the applications are free and they are currently open. The requirements for you to get in is that you need an APS of 34, mathematics you need at least a level 5, and English you need at least a level 4. We move on swiftly to UWC. There they offer a BCom accounting for 3 years, full-time, on campus. The application is free, but I was unable to find e-fields as a UWs. If you do know, please let us know down in the comment section below. Now the requirements for you to get in is you need English at a level 4. If you're doing the extended program, then you can have a level 3. Your second language needs to be at least at a level 3. If you did maths and accounting, then your maths can be at a level 4 and your accounting at a level 5. If you did not do accounting and you just did maths, then your maths needs to be at a level 5. Let's swiftly move over to University of Witwatersrand, commonly known as Wits University. So the SAICA Accredited degree that is offered there is the Bachelor of Accounting Sciences. It's a 3-year qualification and it's full-time. You can expect to pay a tuition of about 64,000 Rand, and the residence fees vary from about 59,000 Rand to 117,000 Rand. Applications are currently open and you should expect to pay an application fee of 100 Rand. So let's move on to the requirements that are needed to get accepted into this degree. So you're going to need APS points of 44 and above. You have to have English home language or English first additional language at least level 5, which is 60% and above. And your mathematics needs to be at least at a level 6, which is 70% and above. So if your APS points are in the range of 39 to 43, you are able to be waitlisted given that your English mark is at least a level 6, which is a 70% and above, and your mathematics marks are also at least a level 6 as well. So being waitlisted means that you will basically wait and see if there will be sufficient space for you to get accepted. So this means that you'll probably be called up at the last moment when people reject the offer from Wits that they've been given, if they choose to go to another university or if they wish to not take up that space in that year, then they will take people from the waiting list to take up those spaces. Next, we have the University of Venda, and they offer the Bachelor of Accounting Science. Please be careful with this one because there is a Bachelor of Accounting, okay? So you need to make sure that you are applying for Bachelor of Accounting Science. This is a 4-year degree and it is done full time. You should expect to pay something in the range of 42,000 Rand for tuition and residence fees of around about 22,000 Rand to about 37,000 Rand. Applications are currently open and there is no application fees. Now, the requirements to get into this program is that you need to have a National Senior Certificate and your APS points needs to be 35 and above. You need to have an adequate mark in English. So adequate means that you should at least have a passing grade in English. And then lastly, you need to have at least a 55% in mathematics. You can, however, have at least a 50% if you also did accounting. So if you didn't do accounting, your maths mark needs to be at least 55%. If you did do accounting, your maths mark can be 50%, given that your accounting mark is 60% and above. Then we move on to University of Zululand. They also offer a Bachelor in Accounting Science. This is a 4-year degree. It's full-time. The applications are currently open and they're going to charge you 220 Rand to apply. Now, trying to find the fees for University of Zululand was almost impossible, okay? So I'm just going to estimate. You should be paying something in the range of about 28,000 Rand for your tuition, just depending on how many modules you're going to be taking in a year. A module is probably about 3,500 Rand. So it all depends on what your modules are structured like per year. For residents, you should expect to pay 8,600 Rand to about 28,000 Rand. The requirements to get accepted into this program is that you need at least a 28 in APS points. You need to have English at least a level 4, which is 50%. You need to have mathematics at least a level 3, which is 40%, I believe. But if you did mathematical literacy, you can also get accepted, given that your maths lit mark is at least a level 6, which is 70% and above. And then lastly, we have Walter Sisulu University, and they offer the Bachelor of Accounting Sciences, also known as BComt. Now, the SAICA accredited degree is only available at the Mthatha campus. It's a 4-year qualification. You do it full time. You should expect to pay residents of about 14,000 to 40,000 Rand, give or take. It was virtually impossible to find the fees that are associated with tuition at Walter Sisulu University. I literally spent over an hour going through the website trying to find what the tuition fees are. So child, if you know how much tuition is at Walter Sisulu University, please comment down below and help us out, because I really could not find it. But in any case, applications are currently open and they are free of charge. So in order to get admitted into this degree, you will need the following. You will need at least a 32 in your APS points, but this will be excluding your LO mark. And then you need at least a level 5 in English and at least a level 5 in mathematics as well. So there you are, guys. Those are the SAICA accredited degrees that are currently on offer. If you have gone through one of these programs before, please comment down below what was your favorite thing about your university or about your specific program. If you are still looking at applying for one of these programs, let me know which one is catching your eye as well down in the comments section below. And I'll see you next week for another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.